It was a cool autumn afternoon when Lucy, a curious young woman, decided to visit the famous asylum. This place, opened in 1829, had been abandoned for years before becoming a museum. People talked about its dark past and scary stories, but Lucy didn't believe in ghosts. She was excited to explore the spooky building. When Lucy entered the asylum, the heavy wooden doors creaked loudly. A cold wind blew in, making her shiver. Inside, it was dark, with just a little sunlight coming through dirty windows. Dust was everywhere, and it smelled old and mouldy. Lucy walked through the halls, her footsteps echoing in the empty space. The exhibits were creepy old chains, dirty straitjackets, and scary photos of the inmates. Each room felt like it was hiding a sad story. She was especially drawn to the solitary confinement area. The cells were tiny, barely enough room to stand. The walls were scratched and stained from desperate people trying to escape. As she looked into one dark cell, she heard a faint whisper, "Lucy." Her heart raced as she turned around, but no one was there. She tried to convince herself it was just her imagination, but she was scared now. She kept exploring, but the whispers got louder, more urgent. "Lucy, help us." They seemed to come from everywhere. She started to panic, realizing she wasn't alone. Lucy decided to leave, but the asylum was like a maze. The hallways twisted and turned, leading her deeper inside. Shadows moved on the walls, and the whispers turned into many voices, all pleading and demanding. Frightened, she found a hidden staircase leading to the basement, a place not shown on any map. She felt like she had to go down. The stairs creaked as she descended. The basement was dark and damp. Old medical tools lay scattered, rusted and forgotten. At the end of a long corridor, she found a door slightly open, with light coming through. She pushed it open and went inside. The room was full of old papers and records about terrible experiments on the inmates. But what caught her eye was an old, dirty mirror. As she cleaned it, she saw a face behind her, pale with hollow eyes and a look of pain. Lucy screamed and turned, but no one was there. The whispers turned into screams, and the room became very cold. She realized the mirror showed the souls trapped in the asylum. They reached out to her, their ghostly hands trying to grab her. Desperate to escape, Lucy ran out of the room. The shadows seemed to chase her, and she felt cold hands touching her. The whispers were now loud screams, drowning out her own cries for help. She ran toward the exit. The doors were ahead, but as she reached them, they slammed shut with a loud bang. The asylum wouldn't let her leave. The next day, the museum staff found Lucy huddled in a corner, her eyes wide with fear. She babbled about voices, shadows, and a mirror. They tried to comfort her, but Lucy was lost in her own mind, trapped by the asylum. The asylum had taken another victim. Lucy became one of the whispers, a new voice among the many. Visitors now say they hear her, a soft, desperate plea among the other voices. "Help us." And so, the asylum remains, a place of madness and despair, its halls echoing with the cries of the lost, forever haunted by the souls it trapped.